Howdy, hello, and welcome. It is Saturday. It is Perfect Park Day. I'm here, the Rogue Attraction. Here's Zort, the reason why you're all here, everyone. And I have a really cool guest, a member of the community, a Fortniter. Is that the right term? Fortniter? I don't know. But we have
Yeah, a little bit.
RotoCommish. What's up, RotoCommish? How you
Hey,
doing?
what's up, buddy?
How you doing? You can't just stop with what's up.
I'm all good. I'm excited to talk theme parks.
All right. So if you're new to the Perfect Park Day, it's a simple premise. But first, let's ask Reto, what do you do in the community? Like, what is it you besides Fortnite? What's up? What's up with the commish?
Well, I'm a streamer on Twitch as of like 7 months ago.
Okay.
At RotoCommish.
His links are in the description, so please check him out.
Appreciate it. Hey, rolling chairs. Yeah, I've been in the community, three years, I guess.
Oh, he's been here longer than I have.
Yeah, I found, actually, I used to follow Star Wars Theory and that Star Wars girl, and they kept on talking about this drunk 3PO guy, and I was like, who's this dude? So I looked him up, and I was like, man, this guy's actually kind of cool. And then that's kind of how I got into the community, and I've met tons and tons of cool people, like Mando. What's up, Mando?
I see you in there onto Mando. It was so awesome meeting you during the meetup.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
So let's get things rolling and start it out with the pillars of Perfect Park Day. And you know me, we got to start with the dining. So you're a West Coast kind of guy, from my understanding.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and you brought up in the back room before we started Knott's Berry Farm. All right, you got to tell me, I haven't been there yet. What's your to die for dish at Knott's Berry Farm?
Usually the seasonal stuff, man. Any of their boysenberry like specials that they have, they always have kooky and crazy ideas, but like you have to get Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner, man. That is by far the fried chicken dinner. That's what Knott started on, besides their berries themselves. Yeah, her chicken dinner, man, is by far.
Okay, so we got fried chicken dinner. What's that? Mashed potatoes, some collard greens. What?
Normally I think green beans, but yeah, it's yeah, they bring it, man. She used to just sell it on a booth, outside the farm, and people would line up for miles. And they got so popular to the point where they wanted to open up the restaurant part of it, and that's. You actually don't have to buy a ticket to get into Knott's Berry Farm to eat at that restaurant.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
So fried chicken is your savory dish. All right, let's set the mood, right?
Okay.
So remember, you're the people of Perfect Park Day. There's no bounds of time, space, and theme park location. You're waking up It's early morning. You're rope dropping. You're taking your first steps inside of a park. You sniff the air. What is the first thing you are walking towards to get your park day going, to give you that energy to go wait in line for some 3 minute attraction?
The ride itself or meals or what?
For the ride, like no, the
Oh,
meals. It's like the first snack you have to keep you going. Like what are you doing to make sure you get your day fully going? Because we
oh man,
talked
if
about your favorite dish, but now we need
yeah.
to know what gets you going for that day.
Well, normally they have really good funnel cakes. Those are pretty darn good there.
You're eating
Uh,
funnel cakes at 6 in the morning or
but
7 in the morning
no,
when you
no.
walk into a
Normally
theme
I
park.
don't eat. I normally don't eat, man, until like noon, to be honest. But I will get a snack like at the California Marketplace, and that's also where the restaurant is. And it
Okay.
has like a small like just a little shop that has all different kinds of like all kinds of cupcakes and boysenberry this and that everything. That's a great snack to get. You literally have to walk through Ghost Rider, like underneath Ghost Rider, the wooden roller coaster to get to it, and then the main entrance is just to the side of that, and then you get into the park. But yeah, that's a great spot to get if you want any kind of stuff. They have cheesecakes and that are but literally everything at Knott's Berry Farm is boysenberry. Boysenberry this, boysenberry that.
So I have a question
Yeah.
between Knott's Berry Farm. Okay, so I'm not a California theme park person, so I gotta do these little battles through you, people that can be there and have been there. Disneyland churro versus Knott's Berry Farm funnel cake.
Ooh.
Which is better?
Actually, SeaWorld's funnel cake is actually better in San
SeaWorld's
Diego.
funnel cake.
It's San Diego, yes.
Okay, okay.
But man, I'm not a big churro fan, but everybody raves about the churros at Disneyland. They swear up and down they're better than the ones at Disney World. I have no clue. I've never been to Disney World, but my favorite snack though at Disney World is actually in California Adventure Side, that park,
Okay.
and that has the cream cheese filled um, uh, pretzels,
Okay.
soft
So
pretzels.
do you do
That's
the
my
cream cheese
go-to.
or the jalapeno cheddar? Just
No, 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 no,
curious.
no. Cream cheese, cream cheese.
Okay,
I like
okay.
jalapeno, but I don't like not as a not as yeah. It just it has a unique flavor that I just never thought would go well together.
Okay. Now, again, not bound by any laws of space, time, or whatever. What would be a theme park restaurant that you'd want to pull to your favorite park? So, what would you want to pull maybe to Knott's Berry Farm from another location, or what would you want to pull from to Disneyland or Disney World or Universal, anything like that? What would be the one like
Pull to
restaurant you
get rid of or to
no to
keep?
bring to? So it's like say you're going
Oh,
to
okay.
Knott's Berry Park, and that's your favorite park, and you
Yeah.
want to pull and bring something from another location anywhere. What would you grab? What restaurant would you want in your favorite park?
I would have to say the Blue Bayou in California. I mean, in Disneyland.
Okay. So you'd
That's
be you'd be
actually
bringing Blue
in.
Bayou.
Yeah, do they
That
have
make
that in Disney World? Because
no the basically the closest thing we have is the Mexico restaurant in
okay.
Epcot, the pavilion where they have the Grand Fiesta tour go by. I would prefer Blue Bayou. The menu seems more to my liking.
Yeah, yeah, it's right inside the ride basically of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I love the theming part of it. It's my probably my second, if not third favorite ride
Okay.
of
Okay.
all rides.
And this is more into the fun part.
Uh-huh.
Most most overrated theme park snack.
Geez. I would I would say the churro because I don't like churros, but that's a preference thing for me.
Okay.
Um Yeah, I would have to say that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so then I did most overrated, most underrated. What's the most underrated theme park snack?
Man, I think on California Adventure side, their corn dogs are pretty darn amazing.
Kelly, I like you.
Calif-
But
California
Dole Whip,
Adventure.
I don't know if that's overrated. I am pro Dole Whip. Uh, it is refreshing and very cold in the summer and hot heats. Everyone has their own opinion. I'm just saying. Oh, corn dogs? Okay. The corn dogs in Disneyland I can see being a little bit overrated. I know they're better than Disney World. Um all right. We have overrated, we have underrated. Underrated Mickey pretzel with cheese. Interesting choice there, Kelly.
Overrated?
No, she's saying underrated Mickey pretzel with
Oh,
cheese.
okay.
I think I've seen enough people with plastic cheese in Disney World. I don't know if it's underrated. Oh, you're saying the corn dogs are underrated. Okay. All right. All right. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting choices there.
their corn dogs on the California Adventures Park there is pretty darn good. They're big and they make them fresh right there in front of you, and they're man,
They always
they're
burn them over
really
here in
good.
Disney World. They always burn them. And also at Disney
The
World is
turkey legs, man. Though I think that's overrated, man.
I think it's overrated, but I think everyone should have one once.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you
I
have to
agree with you.
have and all right, I'm gonna say it right now. Disney's is better than Universal for the turkey legs, and SeaWorld. I'm sorry, they're not as dry. Disney's has a better brining situation than Universal and SeaWorld. They're moister. They're a better flavor. It's more of that ham taste. Just saying. But yeah, the tendons in it, the ligaments, not fun.
Yeah, yeah. Use those as
But
toothpicks for later, man.
yeah. All right. So let's move on to the fun stuff.
Okay.
We talked dining. I know not everyone's into dining, so I think we should move on to the fun stuff, and that's the attractions, which everyone goes to theme parks for the attraction.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're starting off. It's your day. You just finished having your, whatever snack it was, and you're walking thing. What is the first attraction as you walk through that you'd go on out of any attraction? Like, what is the first thing that you'd have to do walking into a theme park?
For me, it's at Disneyland. It's Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain. Okay.
Hands down, my all-time favorite ride. I just love trains, and I love the thrill of that ride.
So I'm gonna ask you, since you brought up Disneyland, you brought up Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
Big Thunder Mountain versus Matterhorn. What do you think is the better ride?
The Matterhorn makes me cry. Literally, the last time I have a bad back, so the last time I was on
Okay.
that, it's a extremely rough ride.
Okay.
Of course, it's one of the. It's a fun ride. Don't get me wrong, but it's brutal. It's a brutal ride. It's not comfortable.
Okay. Okay. So
It rides on those pipes, and those pipe rides are just tough. But yeah,
we got some personal preferences coming in here. I like that. It's advice. So not everyone's 100% all the time. So we definitely want to know. Head to Haunted Mansion at Disneyland and Peter Pan at Disney World. Okay, yeah, Peter Pan, you gotta get done quick because the
yeah,
line isn't worth the
yeah.
ride. Like that. That's just not. It to this day, I don't know why it's consistently an hour long line, except for the fact that it wasn't made to support the amount of guests going to the parks.
Yeah, Fantasyland, especially at Disneyland, is so cramped, man. It is so difficult to get through any of that area.
So I have a question. We're talking
Yeah.
attractions, and I know I'm gonna try to get over there whenever I can. I'm hoping in the spring and stuff. Am I just gonna find it quaint? Like, am I gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, it's so cute, so tiny," or am I like because I'm used to the big castle, right? I'm used to
Right. I think Disney World's like twice as tall as Disneyland's. Is that right?
yeah. It's yeah. Disneyland's when I see pictures in comparison, it's like, oh wow, that's like a playhouse.
Yeah. Man, there's so many good rides at Disneyland though. Yeah, I like I don't know, Main Street, when you go on there, I just get like vibes and goosebumps because Walt Disney walked that place. You literally look at the firehouse above the firehouse where his apartment used to be, and it's just like,
Yeah.
man, the creator of this lived here, and it's just unfortunately you don't have that at Disney World.
No, we don't have that nostalgia. I'm gonna say this, and I say this any of the time. Whichever park is your first, which is gonna end up staying your favorite. I think that's just the way it is. It's like imprinting, right? Like, I mean, I will say the best park still I've been to is Tokyo. Tokyo Disneyland has the
Yeah,
best
it looks
customer service
amazing.
ever. Everything, but that's a cultural thing, not necessarily a park thing. So I'm not gonna. Kelly, I know Disneyland has a lot more rides. I think about 20 more in total compared to all of Disney World.
Oh, really?
You can't compare the two. They're both so unique. Interesting.
Yeah, they man, like on California Adventure side, which just crossed the way from Disneyland. Um, they did such a good job with Cars Land, and I just absolutely love Pixar Cars.
Oh
And
yeah, Cars is my favorite Pixar film.
yeah, Radiator, you'll love Cars Land, then, man. It's just like a total recreation of that film. Uh, Radiator Springs Racers, I highly recommend. It's kind of like the test track over in
Yeah, just the better
Disney World.
version.
Yeah, it's shrunk down, and then you literally can go in two different ways, and you race side by sides, and then your engines rev up, and then you take off and you race the other car, and it's so well done, so well themed. It looks
I,
amazing.
you
I
could
love
take
it during
Toy
the
Story.
day and at night. You have to
We
do
will give you Toy Story Land and take Cars Land. We'll just give it. We'll give Disney World. We'll give
it.
because honestly, I like Toy Story. Don't get me wrong, but Cars.
Man,
My family drove
cars,
every year down to Florida,
yeah.
multiple times a year. The road trip built my family. Like that is so Cars has a special place in like everyone in my family's heart because that's what we were. We were that road trip down, stopping at the oddities, and yeah. So Toy Story Land, whatever. You guys can take it. I'd rather have Cars Land in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. The characters, the cars, actual sitting next to them, it's just you get that vibe really well. During the holidays, it's great. Hey,
Uh,
too.
what do you think about the cone? I know the cone is one of the things there, right? The snack in the
Yeah,
cozy.
yeah. And they also have Flo's there, Flo's Diner, which is more like a meal stuff, diner type area. The cones are nice. I don't really head in that direction, eat there or anything there, to be honest. But
Okay.
the way it's themed is just amazing.
And what's up, A2? I see more people rolling into the chat. We got Lady Marine in here. What's
Yeah,
up, Lady
Lady
Marine? How
Marine.
you doing?
She calls me
We got
Bubbles.
Lulu in here
Lulu,
too. Hey, Lulu.
my
How's everyone
buddies.
doing?
Everybody's coming in here.
You're joining at the attraction segment of Perfect Park Day. Perfect timing, because now we're going to get into the nitty gritty and we're going to go a little bit more, little curveball questions for
Okay.
Roto here.
Okay.
Extinct attraction you'd want to bring back?
The one that really ticked me off was when they took Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse and turned it
Okay.
into the Tarzan Treehouse. But Disney
Oh,
just announced that they are turning it back to Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. So I am stoked about that. I that's one of my favorite films. It's one of the first that really got me into tree houses and pirates and some other things. So
okay. Swiss. You brought up like an interesting one. Like I'll say I'm really surprised by that because it's a good choice, and I agree. We still have ours. It's still Swiss Family over here. But I have a feel like Disneyland has gone through less drastic changes than Disney World in some ways. I know that. I mean, I think when OG 55 was on, they brought up the People Mover as like the first thing that they want to bring back.
yeah, yeah. I've I was young when I went through the People Mover, and then they turned it into the Rocket or Car Rockets or something. I forgot
Hollywood
what they called
Rockets
it.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
and they screwed up the track. They were too heavy, and they made them go fast and all this, and it screwed up the track. Where I heard from many people it's unfixable, so they either have to tear it down and rebuild it to ever put them back in there, the
Okay,
People Mover, or just let it be the way it is.
interesting. All
But
right, so
Tomorrowland is broken, man. At Disneyland, they need a total
it's broken
rehaul.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Tomorrowland's broken at
yeah,
Disney World too. I think Tron's going to do great for it, but then you still have two e-ticket attractions next to each other with Space Mountain and Tron, and
yeah.
then
I
you
want
have.
to go on Tron so bad.
I just think that, and Disneyland has a different animal. Disneyland has more ability to fluctuate people around, where Disney World has the space but not as many attractions. So it's an interesting
Yeah, it's
dilemma.
weird to me. Yeah, like
Um,
Disneyland's funny, man. Compared to like Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland is like you gotta like rush everywhere you go. That's where I feel at Disneyland. Where Knott's Berry Farm is more laid back. Best way to
I,
describe it too.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
The People Mover is definitely one of my um, go to. People Mover I like to do towards the end of the day personally. First attraction has always been the first attraction my entire time going to Disney. At Magic Kingdom is Pirates of the Caribbean. First one. It sets the mood. But People Mover makes sense. It all depends on if you've seen any of my live streams. I always say always to the left, never to the right. Everyone always goes right. It's counter. You gotta think counter. Go opposite of everyone else.
Yeah.
Everyone goes clockwise. You want to go. I'm just saying. It's planning. Oh,
You
you have a face reveal at 200 followers, RotoCommish?
yeah, I made that promise. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I will hide my face at 2,000. Will that help? And what's up, Wicked Virtue? I saw you pop in here.
Yeah.
Awesome hanging out at SeaWorld with you a couple days ago. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, all my
Um,
peeps are coming in here.
we got Tim. What's up, Tim? On your left. Zort's on my left. He's always on my left.
Yeah,
So
one place I highly recommend not never to eat at is Pizza Palace in
is that probably like
Tomorrowland.
Pizza Rizzo?
Probably it's horrible, man. Their pizza they've tried to redo that so many times in Tomorrowland, and it's awful.
I need to visit Kings Island. Is that what you're saying, Lulu?
Yeah,
I
Lulu's
have
been
a, I have
wanting
a
me to
lot of
come
theme parks
visit.
I have to visit. I know that. Oh, the SeaWorld vlog? Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun hanging out with everyone. All right. So we talked instinct attraction. This is more fun. So I want you to have your park in your mind, this perfect park day you're planning. What attraction would you pull from another theme park and bring to your favorite park?
Tron to Tomorrowland in Disneyland in a heartbeat. It would look gorgeous.
Or you can take the Shanghai one. We'll keep
That's
ours.
okay. That's
You can
okay.
take the
I'll take
Shanghai
it.
one.
I don't know where they'll put it because they'll have to take out like 3 buildings to do it. But and the People Mover track, the old People Mover track that literally is just there for shade now. But man, that would look stunning coming off the I-5, looking at Space Mountain at nighttime, and then you have the Matterhorn, and you would have Tron right there at nighttime. Hands down, that's my
Okay.
biggest wish is Tron to come to Tomorrowland.
Okay. Interesting. I like that Tron. I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping for AP previews to be announced soon because if they got the railroad's supposed to be starting up, so
Yes,
I think
that's a
honestly they're gonna have it ready to go as soon as probably Splash, like a month after Splash closes down for the remodel. They'll
mhm.
have it open because they need to in Magic Kingdom to keep crowds equal or like to keep that park functioning. If they lose an e-ticket attraction, Magic Kingdom will really be broken in that aspect. But I don't think Disneyland has the same issue. When Disneyland starts and stuff like that, it'll be a lot easier. Unless it's already started over there, I don't know.
Which one? I'm sorry.
I don't know if they already started the refurbishment or the remodel in Disneyland for Splash Mountain.
There it's getting ready to close. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
yeah.
I, I think
Last I
I,
saw. Yeah.
I think Disneyland will absorb that a little bit better because they do have the higher number of attractions. But your off season is a lot more different, right? Or like the off season for Disneyland because you guys have such a local following. Um,
Yeah. Disneyland. There's so many more season ticket holders.
uh,
Than
okay,
well, annual pass holders. I don't know if they'll ever go
Magic
back to
Key or
that.
whatever it's called now.
Yeah, whatever it's called now. That thrives Disney. A lot of locals go there. I think Disney World's more of a universal. I mean, more
Yeah,
of a
it's an
worldwide travel.
international guest
Hmm.
area.
Yeah.
Um, wow. Yeah, I heard the Splash Mountain in Disneyland is a lot shorter, like about 4 minutes.
Oh, really?
Disney World is the longest. It's at I think 12 and a half or 13 minutes. Each other one is slower or shorter, like they sped it up. It's weird that hey man, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that we have the longer one. That's awesome, but it's just
So
weird that there's
it's just the opposite of what
Pirates. Pirates is
Pirates is
longer
to
in
you
Disney.
guys. Yeah.
Pirates
Man,
is
I
longer in
love that
Disneyland, but
ride,
shorter
man.
here.
I love Pirates.
I'm surprised. I mean, I was gonna surprise you didn't like say bring back Tower. A lot of people are like not down for the uh
Tower of Terror, because of my back, I was never able to
yeah.
go on that ride. But yeah, they turned it into the Guardians of the Galaxy breakout ride, and my kids love it. But that's on California Adventure side of the resort.
All right. So we talked all right. Now you've been talking about Disneyland a lot and all that.
Uh huh.
And you said
Yeah.
Universal Hollywood. I'm kind of curious about that there. So the only reason I'm asking is the tram tour worth it? Like, is the tram tour at Universal Hollywood? Will I get my Jaws fix? Will I get my nostalgia that I missed from over here in Disney World for that?
I think so. I think that's the best part of Universal Hollywood, to be honest,
Okay,
because there's so many props and stuff from previous movies and stuff that are there.
okay.
But keep in mind, it is super small compared to Orlando, and it's
Okay.
like two levels, by the way. It's like
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It's on
yeah,
a
yeah,
hill or something.
yeah. It's literally laying on a cliff, and
Okay.
then there's a golf course that has them landlocked, and that owner of the golf course was like wrote in his will never to sell to Universal, so they're pretty much screwed where they if they ever want to expand there.
I think yeah, you would be kind of blown away by the side of Universal here.
Oh yeah, I have no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have no. I've been to Universal once, and I was like, yeah, that's okay. And I've never been back. I've always rather go to Knott's or Disney area over Universal.
Interesting.
But the one in Orlando, heck yeah. And I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, and man, those two lands excite me so much. The theming on that is just amazing.
All right. I like the studio tour Universal actually is one of the things I would be looking forward to the most. I I miss all the old like movie making stuff of MGM of Hollywood like Disney Hollywood Studios. I miss that. That was the thing I really liked seeing the art department, seeing the animation studio
Yeah, you would
and stuff
think
like
they
that.
would have kept that. That's crazy to me.
Well, they wanted to put in Batu instead, which they really didn't have to because I've been saying this for a while. Each of the parking lots at Disney are huge. They could have just put a parking garage and covered like half the lot of one of the other things and built almost an entire other park.
That would have made sense, huh?
Like for Magic Kingdom, you could build another park in like half of the parking lot, and you'd still like it's just crazy to me. But three things that
Well,
Universal is better than Disneyland: Jurassic World the ride, Waterworld Stunt Show and the studio tour. Waterworld Stunt Show, I've heard great things about. I didn't know it was still going on in Disneyland, or not Disneyland, Universal Hollywood. I kind of want to see that. I remember they had it over here in Orlando, and they got rid of it because they stopped doing stuff on the water. They do like fountain projections, but they don't do the show elements anymore. So, all right, I'm not curious. Now, the next thing is sort of where we all cry a little bit. Our wallets are going to cry, and that is your perfect park merch. Now, people know that I buy dumb plastic things that light up from theme parks because I do. It's just what I do. But also, like, who doesn't want to have a lightsaber or Thanos' gauntlet? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
But so this is a kind of a interesting thing. I kind of want to start out with like, so did you do the parks when you were a kid? Like, did you go to the parks when you were
Yeah,
younger?
not as often as I was adult, but yeah, I
Okay.
did.
So do you happen to like remember like your favorite thing that you got from the parks when you were a kid? Like was there something that you really loved that you got, like a keychain or little toy or bauble? I don't know.
It was the Mickey Mouse ears with my name on it, man.
Oh,
When I
okay.
was like 8 years old, I thought that was the coolest thing.
Mickey Mouse ears. Okay. All
That
right.
and I
I
got a
like
stuffed
that.
animal that was Donald Duck, who I absolutely love, and people that know me love. I know that I love Donald Duck and Winnie the Pooh. No Pants Gang.
No pants.
Yeah,
No
no Pants
pants
Gang.
gang. Please tell me you're wearing pants right now at
Yeah, I'm
least.
wearing pants, man. Yeah, I'm wearing pants.
All right. Cool. I like that. That's a very wholesome
It's kind of
first.
those two are like my personality. I'm either like Donald Duck or I'm like Pooh. It's there's like no in between.
I would never say you're like poo.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know what I mean? Like that. Just that could be clipped. Roto, calm down.
yeah, she likes to tell me to calm down, so I get
I'm not
excited for
sure
no
what
reason.
smiley face it is because it's not showing up on StreamYard. But there's something there. All right. So now, if money was no object, right, and you're about to leave the park, you're not going to get back there again for a while. What would be the one like souvenir or whatever you'd get leaving that would be the epitome of that trip? And money's no object.
um, phew.
Thank you.
I would say I don't know if they still have it, but man, I wanted it so bad when. Now, granted, this was like 15 years ago. I saw it there at Tomorrowland. Was a replica of Boba Fett's helmet.
They the one they have now is not the original one. It's the one from the show, but they do still sell it.
Oh, yeah, it was the original one from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
At the
that was
time it
back when it
was
was Master Replicas making it. That was
exactly, and it was like $5,000 at
yeah.
Tomorrowland.
I
Oh man,
remember those. I remember those
yeah,
days.
man, if I could get my hands on one of those in a heartbeat,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
so I was the dumb. I saved up a lot when I was a kid because I remember seeing Luke's Master Replica's lightsaber
Ooh,
in. It was not Tatooine Traders at the time, but outside of Star Tours. And for 5 years, I saw it
right.
and
Hmm.
saw it and saw it. Now at the time, I think it was. I want to say it was only like $400 or $500. So for 5 years, I saved up all of my Christmas and like all of my birthday money when I was
Wow.
like 8. And I told my parents I don't want a gift. I'm saving up. Like let me get this. So I went from 8 to 13 and saved up for that lightsaber. And I got it. And then it broke.
Oh
It broke on the drive home. And when
no.
we came back the next year they didn't have it anymore.
Oh
So I have the
man.
broken lightsaber sitting. It's in my living room. It's the blade shattered, so I put it like Nardrasil from Lord of the Rings. Like it's on a little table with the shattered blade going across. But
Yeah.
the health still's good. I might be able to change it at some point, but That just telling you, I will buy stupid things and they'll break, but I'll keep them. I don't throw them away.
Dang, the last time I was at Disneyland was February 2020, and I did splurge there. My it was actually a gift for my kids.
Oh, that's cool.
I built my own lightsaber there. I did that whole experience.
Oh, what one did you end up doing? What Savis did you like? What pack?
Um, the earth tone one or whatever they call it with the
Yeah, I have
with
actually I have the pin for that one right here. I have a pin board right behind my desk, so it's hard to see with the light. But this is the nature element one. My Savis is also the same thing. It won't focus. There we go. You can
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of see.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, my the bottom of my lightsaber, I'm sorry, I have it in storage right now, but it has the tooth like the you get at the
it's the Rancor tooth.
yeah, yes, yeah. And
Yeah.
then I got the blue kyber crystal, and man, it was like one of the last things my mom like really got excited for before she passed away. She
Oh
got to
man, I'm
hold it.
sorry.
I have a great picture of her having it. But yeah, it's yeah, February 2020, right before everything blew up. I got to go there. Yeah.
I'm not that far apart. January 2020 was the first time I got to go to Batu East or the Galaxy's Edge over here. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I will say, I gotta share something. This is snuck off contraband, and this again is a pin, but um, I did happen to get from a cast member some Halcyon swag. So this is only purchasable from the area. I actually have two things. I have a tunic somewhere that I'm not going to grab out right now, but he gave me one of the pins. It's not the one you get to go on like wearing on the thing, but he's like,
Yeah.
so I got two things I was able to sort of get.
That's
That one I
cool.
didn't have to pay for. The tunic I had to pay $80 for. But hey,
Yeah, my family, we're big coin collectors. Where you know those
yeah,
penny machines where you
okay, yeah, the
and they
pressed pennies.
yeah, 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 yeah. We got so many different ones. We do that wherever we travel, and they have one of those. We'll do those. Yeah,
Those are a great option as a gift, and you can always display them pretty well.
yeah. It's
Um,
crazy at Disney, especially Disney. They have so many like pins. There's serious collectors out there for that. Um, man, if I had like $1 billion, I'd probably buy a bunch of classic Disney character paintings um, in a heartbeat, man. Every time they have that art festival, I'm just like
yeah,
drooling. And then I see the price tag, and then I'm crying. But yeah, that's I love art, even
gotcha,
though I
gotcha.
can't do it myself. But I love art.
The art's costly. Yeah, I've definitely looked at that.
Yes, they have an art studio where you can also draw, like learn how to draw and stuff at California Venture Side.
Yeah, we
And
have that in Animal Kingdom, but yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's a lot of fun.
All right, so we've gone through attractions, food, and merch.
Uh huh.
Let's head towards the thing that I think make theme parks a bit different than amusement parks, and that is the entertainment. It's the
Oh, hands
characters.
down, yeah.
It's it's the fireworks. It's all of the above.
Hmm.
So, first of all, you guys have World of Color over there at Disneyland. You have Fantasmic
Yeah.
also. What
Boogie
between World
Boogie
of
Nights.
Color,
Boogie Boogie
Oogie
Nights
Boogie?
is. I have not been there yet, but I have friends that have, and they swear up and down that's the thing to do for
Okay.
Halloween.
All right. So that's a well. You guys don't have to pay for your Halloween or Christmas parties, right? Like you guys
Oh
have
yes,
the.
you do. Yeah, at
Oh, okay.
Disneyland.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, and they're expensive. Yeah,
Okay.
but
So it is like Disney World with the paid events. Okay. I
yeah,
thought that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So I was going to ask before you brought up Oogie Boogie Nights, which I'm now kind of very curious about.
yeah.
Um,
Look it
b-
up, man. It's amazing.
between World of Color and Phantasmic, which one is your go-to show?
Fantastic.
Phantasmic.
I
Okay.
think because of the nostalgia factor of it.
Okay. Okay. Now you guys can't do fireworks the same way over in California, right? Because of the location and spacing. But does Knott's Berry Farm do any type of like nighttime shows?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do stuff. Their Halloween events are amazing. Their Ghost Town, I rival it to Hollywood Studios.
Okay. Okay.
It's pretty amazing there. They're it's like I said, it's more laid back than Disneyland. They have more, I think, live entertainment than Disneyland, or it might be just because they're smaller than Disneyland, but it's more like group family time
Okay.
events there than Disney. To
All
be
right.
fair, but like for me, like Disneyland's all about rushing to place, and then like Knott's Berry Farm is more laid back to me.
I gotcha. I'm like, not, honestly, as much as I'm gonna like to go to Disneyland, I'm kind of more curious about Knott's Berry, just because of. So when I lived in New York, we had Rye Playland. Right, Rye Playland was the local park for us. You didn't have to pay to go in; you just bought a ticket book, and you
Okay,
paid the ticket for the rides, kind of like old school Disney.
old school Disney. Yep.
And that was like my like our the local park, and you could walk in. The parents didn't have to pay for the rides. It had Nathan's hot dogs and funnel cakes and all that. But that was the thing. It wasn't about doing the rides. It was just about going to a place with the family and being away from the TV and just like refreshing for the week. And at times it kind of seems like Knott's Berry has that feel where it's something that a family can go to and like get a refresh, kind of
Yes,
like.
I
And
think
I'm
Knott's Berry
so
Farm
interested.
is much better of a value, especially for families.
Okay.
Like their Camp Snoopy is incredibly good for kids. That's where they have the character meetups and stuff like that. Ghost Town, they have people all dressed up like Western characters. They have the blacksmith there. They have the chainsaw guy there, doing cutting up logs and making creatures and stuff out of logs. And
Okay.
they have antique stores and stuff all in that area. They have like a sit down area. Um, Fiesta something. I forgot the name of top of my head for the life of me. Fiesta Village, that's what it is. Where you can just sit down and hang out, have a picnic if you want with your kids. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, it's more laid back, I think, than Disneyland. Like Disneyland, you have to wait in line for hours sometimes to meet with some of the characters, and it's like, okay, move along. Where I think they're more interactive too at Knott's Berry Farm.
Okay.
But that's just the I don't know. I really love both of them a lot. I mean, I grew up a huge Disney fan, and I've Knott's Berry Farm has also been a lot of the entertainers too. Have bounced around between Disneyland and like the live performers and stuff like that have bounced around between Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. A lot of the
Okay.
like magicians and the comedians and the musicians and stuff like that.
Okay. So you talked a lot about the West Coast side of things.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of curious. If you were coming over to my area, to my neck of the woods, uh, what would be the first thing you'd want to do? Like, what would be the first like what would you want to go first over here in the Central Florida Park Zone?
I want to give Zort a hug.
You want to give Zord a hug?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's
that'd be
that
number one on my list.
before Jay. You don't want to give a Jay a hug first?
No, I'll give Jay a big bottle of bubbles, and then I'll give him a big hug. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'll do. But yeah,
Um, but outside of giving Zord a hug, what park would you want to
jeez,
visit?
you know, it's hard for me to say this because I love Disney. But I just my heart has changed for them. Animal Kingdom would be probably number one on my list.
Okay.
I have to say Animal Kingdom. I love Avatar, and I'm blown away by what I've seen there. That land looks so incredible. I love animals. If anybody that follows me knows I love animals, farm life, all that stuff. Um, I just that park seems like perfect to me. Everest looks amazing to me.
Okay.
Um, a lot of
Yeah, I
people.
think Everest is probably better than the Matterhorn. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. I hope it's at least more comfortable to ride. I do love the Matterhorn. Don't get me wrong, but that ride beats you up.
I,
Another ride that beats you up is the Indiana Jones ride.
yeah, Dinosaur does the same thing.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
it's
very
basically the
similar.
same. Yeah, it's basically the same track, right? Or the vehicles or
The
whatever.
the vehicles are the same. I think
Okay, yeah.
looking at your Indiana Jones, I think the Indiana Jones one has more breaks or pauses. Like it has a
Yeah, it's
better
pretty
flow
herky
to it.
jerky. Yeah, for a guy that has a bad back, it's not a comfortable ride.
I have to. Okay, so this is a warning for those non-Florida people. Summertime in Animal Kingdom, there's less air conditioning than all the other parks.
Gotcha. Makes
It's
sense.
much more foliage, which means much more heat retention and humidity retention. Animal Kingdom is literally like walking into the sauna all the time. So I'm going to tell you right now, like be
No summertime.
prepared if you're coming to Animal Kingdom. You know, get that water going. I've seen a lot of people use umbrellas for sunshades now. That wasn't a thing growing up for me, but I see people walking around with their umbrellas open just to make sure the sun doesn't get them.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for that. A little helpful advice.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good. Real good advice.
so now let's come to a little bit of a fun thing, and this is more like imaginary, shall we say?
Uh-huh.
What's an IP present now, like that you would love to see Universal, Disney, Knott's Berry Farm, anyone, any theme park creator turn into an attraction?
Ooh. Oh, jeez. Has anybody done like a Mass Effect or
There are no Nintendo. The Nintendo World is the first video game property that has
yeah,
gotten an attraction.
yeah. Man, GI Joe, I don't know how you would do that, but man, I think something like that would be cool. Thundercats, something from the 80s, man, I think would be awesome to see.
Thundercat. Okay, Thundercats. You got me there. Thundercats for an animatronic dark ride
Yeah.
could be really, really cool.
Yeah,
I
I think
I'm
that would
not.
be
I am
cool,
thinking
man.
that potential right there. What's the porny elf? I'm thinking that potential there is kind of amazing because I could see taking the concept of Rise of the Resistance and
Which is an
taking
amazing ride, by the
it
way,
and making that
when
into
it works.
Thundercats, and you could make that
Man,
work
that would be freaking cool, man.
because you could have Mum-Ra instead of Kylo Ren. You could
Oh,
have
yeah. Oh,
Lion-O
yeah.
around. You could have
Yeah.
the even the like little vehicle kind of looked like
Yeah.
Panthro's tank.
Yep.
Like you could definitely make that into Thundercats. Oh wow.
Yeah, man.
See, this is the
The whole
cool part of
thunder,
theme park.
thunder, thunder cats,
Yeah.
roar with the sword. Man, that would
Oh
be
my god,
freaking
he could
cool,
he could
man.
be cutting the sword into the
Yeah.
elevator. You could
Yeah.
have him walking down, Lion-O walking down. Oh,
Yeah.
like
I think
come
that'd be
on.
cool, man.
And I will say this, Hocus Pocus ride would be cool from the 90s, not the new show or movie or whatever. No, 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 no. Not that I
Man,
didn't
what about like
have it.
Lord of the Rings, man? Something like that, man.
Dude, Battle of Helm's Deep. Give me a Battle of Helm's Deep, even if it's a stage show. Like even if you're just giving me like a really cool Battle of Helm's Deep like 3D stage show. We have a couple fighting things. I'm down with that. It doesn't need to be a ride. But there's so many properties that could make awesome theme park attractions.
Hmm. If done right, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I reviewed it. It's on my channel. It was terrible. Me and Tabitha reviewed it. It was bad.
I have
Um,
not watched it. I was not really a big
you're
fan of the
you're
original, to
you're
be honest.
you're actually probably in very good company not watching it. Now, we're at the end. We're going down. We're getting close to an hour, and this is kind of more where I want everyone to kind of know a little bit more about you and about your channel, about your stuff, just so people can watch and enjoy. So, you play Fortnite. Have you got any dubs lately?
Not as much since the new map is. I'm still learning the map, man. It's adjusting to it. Yeah, I like playing Fortnite. It's, believe it or not, I'm not. it's not like my favorite game out there, but I like playing it because it's a great community game. I like the interaction of Twitch, to be honest. I also do like YouTube, but I think Twitch is a little easier to have more interaction with
Okay.
people. But yeah, like I'm a huge like Mass Effect fan. I like Nintendo. You know, like I grew up in the '80s. I love anything of that era or
I'm
'90s.
I'm gonna ask just to like kind of keep it in my wheelhouse. What do you think
Okay.
about the Jedi Survivor trailer?
Um, I watched it a few times. I'm kind of confused who the dude is in the tank.
My thought is it's Sabaoth,
Hmm?
possibly. Um,
He doesn't have an arm though. Have you noticed that?
yeah, that's where I'm one. I didn't know they haven't credited the voice actor yet, and that's what I'm curious about.
Oh,
And
really?
it kind of sounded like Sam Witwer a little bit to me,
Huh.
and I'm wondering. I'm
Man,
just even
he's a
worried,
really good actor and voice actor.
and he's still in the Lucasfilm Disney
Yeah,
wheelhouse,
yeah,
and the fact that they aged up. I'm sorry, this is going off of Perfect Park Day, but this more than that I talk about blah blah blah, and it's theme park kinda. Cal Kestis' lightsaber is for sale in Galaxy's Edge, so it's theme park related
yeah.
tangentially. um, and I don't get to talk video game stuff too much with people. Most of the time, I'm explaining where to get
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
cleanest toilet in a park. It's weird, but um, if not, I want everyone. If you haven't, if you're in here, the 9 of you left that are in here, which most of you probably already subbed. Kelly, give him a follow if you're on Twitch. Um, like if you haven't followed him on Twitch, please do. RotoCommish is a really good guy. He's really awesome in the community.
Hey, thank you, man.
Everyone, honestly, anyone that's on here that's a content creator, check their channels out. Wicked Virtue does amazing cosplay. She's been on the channel. Awesome interview. Like anyone, Horny Elf. Well, he does memes,
And
but
Tame Mando, she's
yeah, he's just
incredible, man.
yeah. Like I said, if you are not checking everyone out in here, anyone in the chat that makes stuff, please do. We all support each other here. Everyone needs and if you haven't yet, I'm like 1,300 hours away from being monetized. So please watch some of my old stuff if you haven't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
just make a playlist one day that says "Help get me monetized."
Hey, remember the first time I trolled you on one of your live streams?
Yes, I do.
Do
I
you
was
remember that?
yes, I do.
I was like,
Um,
hey, people confuse me with drunk 3PO. You're like, you look like drunk 3PO. I was like, yeah. I look nothing like drunk 3PO.
I I I was talking earlier today with a friend of mine. So I was talking about the first time I went live because it was the weirdest thing because I didn't. It was like when they said, "Oh, 100 at 100 sub, you could go live." So I'm like, "Oh, I can go live. I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
live." And I was walking around Cocoa Beach, and Drunk's the first person in chat, and he's like, "How are you live?" That was all he said. He's like, "Dude, you got 1,000 subs already?" I'm like, "No, they changed the rules." Like, "Oh," you're like, it's like just a weird live stream because that was to this date almost one of the ones with the highest people, like 60 people in there, just because they were surprised I was live.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, I have great. Oh, I apologize for the shakiness of my early stuff. I didn't have the gimbal going until about 50 videos in. I apologize.
Man, the gimbal is a lifesaver, man, when they work.
The honestly, man, DJ Osmo 4, the newer ones, whatever it is, that thing is handling my S22 Ultra like a champ with a case on. So I'm just gonna say, like, the newer one looks cool and all. Extension arm, don't bother. Just get the older one, a little cheaper and everything like that. If you're thinking about doing content out in the world, just a friendly advice. Also, surprisingly, very water resistant. Like I have been in
Yeah, that's important.
downpours, and it's just give it a day and it comes back to life. But I want to thank everyone for hanging out. This has been fun. Everyone in the chat, Untamed Mando, awesome having you in here, Kelly, Pam, Wicked, Theme Park popped in for a little bit. Everyone that popped in, you guys are awesome. You guys are part of the reason I'm doing this because I like talking to people, even if they don't get to talk back. I'm sorry. But check out RotoCommish and and oh, just a little bit of heads up. The 14th, I will be doing the series review for the Santa Clauses with
Ooh,
Tabitha. I think that's gonna be 9 p.m. Don't quote me on that.
nice.
We're still setting that up. And 18th, the 18th will be another synergistically offensive Sunday Christmas special. Lots of cool casts coming. Everyone's trying. I'm trying to iron out everyone. I know Sporkin Nudes is going to stop by. I know Megan, Noob Reviews is going to stop by. So we're going to have a bunch of people stop by talking Christmas in the parks, Christmas movies, Christmas food, all that stuff to get you guys in the mood for the holiday season just a couple days before. So again, the 18th, check that out. It's going to be
So
fun.
many.
It's going to be a 3-hour stream. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, and that, like I said, January, that is going to become a feature of the channel. Every other week, we will have a Sunday stream, panel stream. So that's starting in the new year. So that'll be a feature then. And I want to
Nice.
thank Roto for hanging out. You were awesome as guest.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm truly, truly honored.
Oh man,
Yeah, I
I
love talking theme parks, video games, 80s, 90s stuff, gardening,
Gar-
aquaponics, any of that stuff. I love talking about all of it. So, yeah.
So check the links in the description for Roto's channel. Give him a Twitch follow, sub, whatever it is you do. Use that Prime membership for some good. And
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. It was a lot of fun. I love, like I said. And if you're interested in being a guest on Perfect Park Day, please do not be afraid. My DMs are open. And I'll talk to pretty much everyone, anyone. I like talking to people. So, besides that, I'm going to say, as always, don't be afraid to be the fool. Have fun on your vacations. I won't bite, but this little guy might. And I have an outro. I do. I swear it. I think. Yeah, we do. All right. Peace, everyone. Have a good night. And again, thank you, Roto.
Hey, thank you.